So as we close our eyes and take a few deep breaths, my friends, as we close our eyes and take a few deep breaths, and you don't have to worry about me. I'll come in and out of this meditation. What's important right now is you. Just you. Nobody else in this world. Nothing else in this world. The most important thing right now is that this process fast forwards the healing journey that you're on and eliminates this anxiety once and for all from your life very, very soon. So as you close your eyes, you take those deep breaths. And as you take those deep breaths, you're one with those breaths. You're not looking for the next thing to do. You're just deepening your inhales and deepening your exhales. That's right. And you're allowing yourself to just let go and allow those thoughts to be like clouds now as they come and go. More thoughts equal more clouds now. That's right. And the more you let go, there's more of a sense of, ooh, what is this place that I'm letting go towards? And I want you to embrace that place right now. I want you to embrace it completely right now and say, I am done controlling every little aspect of my inner world and my outer world. I'm beginning to embrace the idea of letting go, and I'm beginning to embrace the idea of losing some control and therefore gaining immense and amazing health in the process. As you imagine your safe place, and when you imagine this safe place, warrior, it could be a place from the past that you visited, present. It could be something on your desktop. It could be anything that comes to your mind first. And when you think about this safe place, I just want you to notice that you're either sitting or standing in this safe place. And you're looking around at all the things around you that make this place so safe. In this safe place that you're in, I want you to notice what you see. Notice what you see and notice the colors on those things that make you feel so safe. It's okay to let go now. It's okay to literally be in this place now. Then I want you to notice all the things that you hear. Focus on your hearing. What do you hear in the safe place that makes you feel so safe and protected? That's right. Just listen. And then I want you to notice what you smell. What do you smell in the safe place? How fresh is it? Notice how it makes you feel as you let go to the smells that make you feel so weightless. You feel light now. That's right. And while you're in this safe place now, I want you in your imagination to notice that there's a part of your body that's still holding on to some fear, maybe some anger, maybe some blame or unforgiveness. I want you to take note of that part of your body right now while you're still in that safe place. And in your imagination, I want you to point to it. And as you point to it, you notice exactly what's going to begin disappearing in a short while now. As you notice those beautiful colors around you, I want you to begin breathing in those safety colors. Breathe in those safety colors now and move them directly to that place in your body or you're holding on to the very thing you want to get rid of. That's right. And then what I want you to notice is that old, fearful, negative color is starting to drip off your body now. With every inhale, your safety color is moving towards that place in your body and overtaking all the stuff that was there before. And with every exhale, you'll notice that more and more of that old, fearful color is dripping off your body. You may even want to look down behind you and notice that small little puddle of fear, anger, whatever it is you want to get rid of, getting bigger and bigger. And if that puddle gets too big and you're feeling more and more weightless, take a few steps forward. That's right. And now notice that that safety color is moving through every cell in your body now. Every organ in your body, every muscle, every bone now. It's literally overtaking your entire system. I want you to let go to this good feeling now completely. Let go to this good feeling now. Just be completely absorbed with this safety color. Allow it to heal every part of your body now. Allow it to heal your mind and creating the clarity that you need. Allow it to heal your spirit now, opening you up to greater things. And as you begin walking now, the dripping has stopped. As you begin walking in that peaceful place, I want you to notice all the things around you celebrating. Celebrating. That's right. Celebrating that you are now a part of them. That's right. They're saying, we are so proud of you right now. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your healing journey. That's right. And you've got a big smile on your face. Heck, you may be crying. You may be yawning or sweating. It doesn't matter right now. You're letting go. And as you continue walking in that place, you feel lighter and lighter and lighter. And you realize something from this experience, didn't you? You realize something, and you don't have to think about it. You just feel it. I want you to bring to your attention right here, right now, that very lesson that you learned. That's right. What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about this world or your fears? They're all gone. They've all dripped off of your body now. And when I count to 5, you can gently, compassionately, and lovingly open up your eyes, but only when I get to 5. And when I get to 5, you'll be open-minded. You'll be ready to absorb the great information today and ready to connect with these loving and beautiful people that are all with us today. How grateful we are to be so connected with one another right now. 1, 2, as you slowly come back to your physical body. 3, 4, allowing your body to do whatever it wants to do now. And 5, when you're ready, you can slowly open up your eyes. And you can take another deep breath. And there's really not a whole lot that you need to think about. You can put the intellect away, and you can just trust in your intuition right now. You could just look at your body and go, damn, I went on an adventure there. That was pretty cool. And you can comment below because I really want to know. And we can share this with one another. in terms of the lesson that you feel like you gained from what you just did. So go ahead, comment below. Let's see what you gained. And remember, this visual imagery type meditation sessions aren't things that you can just jump into. The environment has to be right. Your emotional state has to be right. Your mindset has to be right. Right? The energies in the room have to be right. So make sure that you understand that if you're challenged by this sometimes, there may be a couple of pieces that are missing that you need to just be aware of. Feeling like one with the universe, Nathan. Ain't that cool? Andrea gained some peace. Keep going, Travis. Crying is fine. Sometimes if you can't relax, we can look deeper into those reasons, Debbie, in terms of why you can't relax. And we can begin investigating those things and put some pieces together. Sometimes the mind just wants to jump from one thing to the next, and every time you relax, it's almost like a threat to the mind. It's almost like a threat to your body. Don't relax, because the world is a threatening place. Reality is a threatening place, and therefore we tend to believe what we feel. But as the book mentions, don't believe everything you feel. All right, we can bypass those things through these types of processes. Sometimes, just to throw this out there, a guide may help you. Maybe you need some more accountability. I know I did in the beginning stages, right? I needed someone to hold me by the hand, a mentor, a coach, or whatever it is, until I could do it myself. Maybe that's what you need. But in any case, everybody's journey is different. Good morning, Imunike. How are you? It's great to have you here. Christina feels regrouped and reset. Great. Let's give it a shake, guys. Shake it off. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. It's okay to be silly. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to let go. We take everything so seriously that it becomes so habitual in our thinking and the way that we feel. So let's just allow the child side, the uncorrupted child side, to come back into our lives starting today. And what I want to do is I do want to touch on one thing, if I may, before we get into some questions. In my experience, I want to talk about the main symptom that many people experience that I'm going to be doing a video on this Wednesday. Okay. Joshua, inner child high five. That's right, my friend. I do want to talk about this sensation of dizziness and depersonalization and derealization. I want to go there for a few moments because I know how many people out there are caught up in this storm, and it does feel very stormy, right? My investigations into my own experiences with this, along with many of the people I work with and going through the programs and such, feedback I'm getting, has a lot to do with the majority of these people, if not all of these people, being too left brain dominant. Because remember, there are two hemispheres in the brain. There's the left and there's the right. The left is for the thinking, the analyzing, the problem solving, and the right hemisphere is for the imagination, the creativity, the playfulness, if you may. I'm a big believer that people that are stuck in depersonalization, stuck in anxiety, stuck in fear, stuck in panic, are very much left brain dominant, because they believe, anxiety sufferers believe, that they have to solve every single internal or external problem in their lives through this constant information overload way of thinking. Thinking, thinking, thinking. Now remember, thinking is very important. Learning the skill of thinking is very important. And many times we get the two confused. People think that they're thinking when in fact they're just remembering. They're just replaying certain ways of responding from what happened before. Okay? So I want you to get to know yourself a little bit better today and recognize that you may be very much left brain dominant if in fact you're experiencing exhaustion, depletion, depersonalization, and so forth. Why? Because there's a disharmony. There's a disharmony there. And you want to be taking notes during these Facebook Lives if you'd like. If you got a great memory, that's great as well. But the thoughts that we think that are very common to the thoughts that we thought yesterday isn't really thinking. They're just replaying. Notice the difference, okay? We think when we begin to provide ourselves with more options on how to respond to things going on the inside and outside. Anxiety sufferers don't leave anxiety behind them until they recognize consistently that they have more options on how to perceive the situation. That's thinking. That's not remembering and replaying. That's thinking. Now, it's great because you're learning how to think. And so when we talk about the left brain, we're talking about the intellect. When we talk about the right brain, we're talking about creativity, imagination, and so forth. So what three things need to be in harmony to eliminate anxiety for good? What three things need to be in harmony? Well, number one, the mind, the intellect. That's the first thing. So you need to recognize whether you're replaying or you're actually thinking. That's the first thing. Number two is your intuition. Your intuition is the voice of your heart. What happens when we have anxiety? Well, the voice of your heart disappears for good. It goes away. We don't have an intuition because all we have is an instinct. Notice the difference. When you're on this healing journey, it will become clearer to you in terms of these three parts that need to be in harmony in order for you to feel reconnected with your own life, reconnected with your authentic self. Does that make sense? Intellect, thinking, mind. Intuition, your heart, the voice of your heart, the feeling. And number three, instinct. When we talk about instinct related to an anxiety sufferer, my goodness, everything is a potential threat. Every symptom on the inside, every intrusive thought, every little mole, every little thing is a complete threat on the inside, but also everything on the outside. What will people think about me? How will I handle this situation? I can't do it. And we replay our way to not doing anything. So the instincts are out of whack with anxiety. The intellect isn't really there because we're replaying thoughts. We're not really thinking, right? And the intuition is non-existent because the only way we can listen to the voice of our heart is when we actually feel like we're experiencing a sense of inner peace. So that's some self-discovery for you, right? And you need to discover the differences between your artificial self and your authentic self. You need to recognize the differences because if your instincts are running the show, you have anxiety, right? If you're left brain dominant and you're looking to think, or not think, but replay your way to healing. You'll notice that you're becoming overwhelmed, right? And so, Giuliano, thank you for the notes. We need to get to know our authentic selves better. And when we do, we can take a few steps back and recognize, okay, and this is a very important question for everybody out there. This question is something that is very simple, but a lot of people don't recognize. During my sessions, sometimes I ask this question to people, and it's very CBT based. But the question is, what do you do that causes you anxiety? Think about that question for a second. What do you do that causes you anxiety? I mean, because anxiety is so unconscious every single day, and we just feel it and we react to it. And we replay the same day over and over and over again, hoping for a change to show up and reverting back to positive thinking, knowing that doesn't work. We find ourselves in a really weird place, a place where it feels like no matter where we turn, we just won't find the answer to what we're dealing with. Right? So what do you do that causes you anxiety? My God, what a question. And when I mean doing, I'm not just talking about actions or behaviors. I'm talking about thinking patterns. I'm talking about verbal patterns, how you speak to other people. I'm talking about where you spend a lot of your time, who you spend your time with. What do you do that causes you anxiety? My God, Dennis, are you actually telling me, Dennis, right here, right now, that anxiety is not who I am as a personality or persona, but it's actually something that I'm doing? The answer to that is yes. Anxiety is this consistent, habitual pattern that our instincts have convinced us is who we are and what we do. And the truth is that it's not who we are. It's just things that we're doing. And that question is very, very important. You want to go deep diving into that question and find out the truth behind what's really taking place in your life, my friends. Anissa, good to see you overthinking and overanalyzing. I've been there. Amira recognizes that she avoids things. TJ recognizes that he catastrophizes things. Stephen, great to see you, my friend. What if overruns the what is? Interesting. Very cool. I love that, Stephen. I love that. You are very welcome, Jessica. It's great to have you here with me. It's great to be trusted, to be a part of your healing journey, really, from the bottom of my heart. There's so much going on in the world right now. It's so easy to get caught up in everything, but we need to take a few steps back and recognize that a lot of the things that, a lot of the energies and the focuses that we need to redivert is towards what our own needs are, rather than getting so caught up in things, which becomes very easy. So questions, my friends. Let's go into some questions here. If you have any questions, please comment below, and I will do my best to answer those questions. And remember that these answers are always based around me, my own experiences, people I work with, from a life coaching perspective. If you feel connected to what I'm sharing with you, then great. Then great. There's no need to overthink it. All you have to do is run with it. Okay, remember that. I don't believe in labels. Oh, he's this and he's that and he's whatever, this coach or that therapist. I believe in what works. So if you believe that what I'm sharing with you will work for you, run with it. Don't overthink it. Mariana, 4th week inner circle. Awesome. All the answers are there. So blessed. I love it, girl. You keep going, all right? Anybody going through the inner circle, I'm proud of you for taking that 16-week leap with me, theanxietyguy.com. Inner circle. I'm going to scroll a bit. Guys, let's say hello to my mother. My mother is here, and this is how real we keep these things. So real, right? I mean, there's no funny business. You want to get a hold of me, it's really easy. Mom's watching Facebook Live. I mean, this is real, right? It's as real as it gets. Chelsea says hi, Mom. Chelsea, you gotta Instagram me. I need a few more shirts, and of course I'm willing to pay for those shirts, but those shirts are just amazing. Let's make more. I bet a lot of people would love to buy some of those shirts too, more than anxiety shirts. Steven says hi, Mom. Everybody says hi, Mom. Woo! Lori's loving the inner circle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Makes me very happy. Any questions related to specific symptoms of anxiety? In the case of adding some reassurance to you, I will not be accepting. We don't go there. We deal with roots. We deal with root causes. We deal with situations. We deal with those sorts of things. We deal with traumas. You'll notice that a lot of my stuff is trauma-based because a lot of my mentors are trauma-based. So questions, ask away, ask away. I did pick up this very nice piece here when I was in Banff during my birthday. Hematite. Look into it, my friends. Really, really beautiful, if anybody's wondering. Giuliano. Sure, Stephen. Yeah, Chelsea. Message me if you're interested, guys. And maybe Chelsea and I can do something in terms of these shirts. Chemical imbalance is what causes our anxiety, or vice versa. I believe that I believe that a chemical imbalance is partially the problem. I don't believe that it's even close to explaining the whole shebang in terms of what's really taking place in an anxiety disorder sufferer's life. I think there's a lot more than just chemical imbalances. I do believe that there is a huge amount of disharmony within thinking, because we were never really taught how to think in the body, and we were never really taught how to respond to feelings and symptoms in our body. We were given one religion or one spiritual background in our lives, and we were said this is the way, so we neglected everything else. I do believe when our belief systems get improved, I do believe when we consistently feel a shift in emotional states and we're not forcing it, I believe that we can create healing, mental, emotional, physical healing very, very quickly. So I'm not a Giuliano. I wouldn't categorize the problem as being strictly a chemical imbalance related problem. I'm not a fan of that theory, and I've done enough research to believe that it is still a theory. And we can go in depth into why that may be leading the way in terms of explaining to people what they're going through, deeper agendas or whatever you want to call them. But that's a whole rabbit hole that we don't need to go into today. Daffy Duck, Zeka, you're on the right track. Okay. Daffy Duck reference tells me that you're studying the content, which is great. Trisha, it's great to see you. Another book? Karen, I just wrote a book. I'll tell you something. The book writing journey is both really, really exciting and fulfilling, but also a little bit concerning. It's kind of like, okay, there will be that part of your mind that creeps in from time to time and says, well, is anybody really going to read this book? And, You're doing your research and you're studying and such. But the majority of that book that I wrote was very much unconscious. I didn't really give it too much thought. But a third book? No, but I do have a third surprise coming up. I do. It should be, well, it's in the works right now. The 2.5 surprise is the audiobook coming out in the beginning of August, hopefully. The audiobook of the latest book, F Coping Start Healing, will come out beginning of August. That's exciting. And then, another surprise. So we are well on our ways. How do you deal with trauma if you can't remember it fully? Trisha, here's what's really important to understand when it comes to trauma, my friends. Please understand this, okay? Trauma work isn't focused on consciously thinking up the past experiences that may have everything to do with you not being able to let go and experience anxiety in the present. Thinking about your traumas will get you nowhere. In fact, it'll get you more frustrated. When it comes to trauma work, I'm a big believer that when the mind and the body are in a state, and you can write this down, if it's an alpha state, a theta state, when the brain is in an alpha or a theta state, we are then connecting with the subconscious mind and body, which can then reveal to us what we're still hanging on to. So the key is relaxation. The key is to learn how to relax. And when you're in that relaxed state is when the, let's say, hypnotherapist or NLP practitioner or whatever will, or regression therapist, regression coach, whatever, will get you to answer some questions. He or she will ask you, okay, how old were you when you first experienced this? And you're going, well, 6. I don't understand why 6 came up, but it came up. Remember, the subconscious mind always answers first, and it always answers very honestly. Okay? So, then the next question will be, well, where are you? Are you inside or outside? These are the processes that I run when I do sessions with people. If you can't consciously remember your traumas, that's nothing. Most people can't, and you're not supposed to, okay? The subconscious is trying to keep this information hidden from the conscious mind because it believes that it may become overwhelmed again. And if a re-traumatizing happens, okay, then we'll feel a tremendous amount of guilt and shame and blame for other people again. So you don't need to remember consciously. You just have to go through the experience, trusting that whatever comes up is the truth. Does that make sense, Trisha? Okay. And which experiences? Well, you go to YouTube and there's a playlist there. All you have to do is scroll down the YouTube channel to the playlist where you see the yellow sides. Those are all reframing based, trauma reframing based videos. Not all of them, but a few of them. The main one is related to emotional reframing. You'll see it there. You're very welcome. Okay? Commit to not allowing yourself to become left brain dominant, please, my friends, because the right brain also needs to be active. And in fact, I'm doing a very important video this week on the keys to doing this. One of the keys is, in fact, doing more things with your left hand. Whoa, Dennis, that's crazy. Yeah, because I'll give you an example. You look at the sporting world. How many lefties are there compared to righties? Left-handed basketball shooters, left-handed tennis players, those sorts of things. Left-footed soccer players. So not many, right? So when you are growing up, what happens is in the sporting world and in the world, we want to become like other people. And when someone is a lefty, many times they're, moved towards being a righty. We don't want that. So do more things with your left hand as well when you're doing breathing exercises. You want to do nostril breathing, breathing in and out of your left nostril. My God, look at that, right? So that's it. And you want to commit to those kinds of exercises, which I'm going to go in deep this Wednesday in terms of nostril breathing, being more of a lefty, those sorts of things that will, in fact, create a more utilized right brain. We want to make sure the left and the right brain are working in sync and working in harmony. Josh, how to balance the ego mind and the heart mind. Do we even need the ego mind? I believe the ego mind is very much connected to extremes. The first thing that always comes to my mind when I think about the ego mind is also the monkey mind, is also the subconscious, also the inner child that's looking to prevent us from making mistakes again, all kind of interconnected in my world. Do we need the ego mind? I believe that we do need the ego mind because the ego mind is connected to our instincts. Okay, like the ego mind is very instinctual. It will arise and it will say, you are so much better than this person. Don't think of yourself as being lesser than, or you're not good enough to do that. The ego mind is extremes. It is instinctual. Do we need that? I believe certain situations mean that we do need that part of us, especially if we're in kind of a dire situation where we might be threatened, really threatened in some way. Threatened in terms of career choices and the careers and jobs that we're in, physically, whatever it may be. I believe that there's a place for the ego mind. So in that way, we do need that part of us. In terms of balancing the ego mind and the heart mind, I believe that the heart mind is a result of self-care. The heart mind and the intuition shows up through self-care, and the best way to go about self-care is to ask yourself, what do I need? What is my body trying to tell me? Right? What is my system trying to tell me? And the answer to this question needs to be felt rather than thought. What do I need? Right? What do I need? Let's give a hand for Nicole. Nicole's in the house. Total inspiration in every which way. I follow her personally and through her profile. Some fantastic stuff. You keep it going, girl. Members Lounge and all that. But to balance those things out, we need self-care. We need to first unlearn before we start learning. Very important. We need to unlearn. We need to unlearn based on what we believe is true, because many of the things that we believe is true is complete garbage, is complete BS, right? Coming from people and places in our past that were doing the best they could for us, great intentions, but wrong, really wrong, right? So we need to question things. We need to question what we believe is true. We need to question what we believe we are, who we are. The moment we come to this world, we're given a name, and then we're given a religion, and then we're given a system that's in place to guide us towards more of a professional life than a personal life. And then we grow up thinking that climbing the corporate ladder is related to dreams and goals. We want the white picket fenced house. We want the bigger house, and so on and so forth. And we never, ever, ever reconnect with this authentic self that was there between the ages of 0 and 5. I mean, how easy was it? How easy was it for, white babies to connect with black babies, and black babies to connect with Hispanic babies, and this and that, and we were all just so connected. So we've lost that, and now we just overthink everything too much, and we never really take any action. But that's a long-winded answer to the question, Joshua. To balance it out, it's about self-care, and it's about unlearning the things that you believe is true for you in this world. It will, one of the biggest changes in my life came from one thing. Just one thing. One of the biggest changes in my life came from one thing. Do you want to know what that one thing is? It's a very big thing, very important thing. And hit the like button and love button if you guys are enjoying these Facebook Lives. I love doing them. And I'm going to post this on YouTube, on that playlist of Facebook Live. The one thing is this. Sarah, ask that question in just a few moments. The one thing is, everything changed in my life when I changed and completely altered my metaphor for life. My metaphor for life. What are you saying, Dennis? Well, here's what I'm saying. My old metaphor was connected to, and not directly, but connected to something like this. Life is a long, dark, overwhelming tunnel that I must pass by. I remember my life being something related to, I need to survive the day. I need to survive this day. Everything was based around survival. Can I survive that situation with those people? And so on. So the metaphor was long, dark, tunnel, never-ending, always suffering. Then I took on a new metaphor. Life is a dance. In fact, you know what life really is? Life is a joke. Think about that for a second. Life is a joke. You know what comes about that metaphor? When things get very, very serious in our worlds and you think that life is a joke, you're going to begin seeing through that situation when in fact other people are so caught up instinctually that they will not be able to see what you can see. Life is a joke. Life is a dance. Life is about connection. Life is love. Life is harmony. Life is about nature and living through the laws that nature is teaching me. Whatever you do, if you get nothing more from this Facebook Live, take the fact that you need to change your life metaphor and you need to write it down in glowing gold letters in your bedroom so it's the first thing you see upon waking up and it's the last thing you see prior to going to sleep. That's what you want to do now, because you don't want to continue living based on this unconscious metaphor. This is where you want the conscious mind to step up and say, life is in fact this. Life is now. Comment below on what your life metaphor is going to be starting today. Thank you for the likes, my friends. I really appreciate those. The buttons that you're pressing. Debbie, have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Life is now, this moment, this breath, this view. That's my task for today. Awesome. My highly inspirational friend Stephen, please follow what this man suggests and what he says. Very, very, very uplifting, inspiring. Let's take a few more questions. I'll try to be really quick with these answers. I won't go on a long-winded thing. Life is ice cream. Many flavors to enjoy. I love it. Samantha says, how to be okay being home alone. I've done it so many times and still have fear. Well, here's where we understand that exposure sometimes, in fact, many times, exposure itself cannot convince the subconscious mind that a situation is in fact safe. It still sees it as a threatening thing. I, Samantha, would engage in some hardcore emotional reframing exercises in terms of times in your life when you've been home alone and scared. Maybe mom left you at home when you were 7 or 8 or 9, and those details will show up during the reframing process. And therefore, remember that if exposure isn't working to convince the subconscious, then there really is two languages that you need to utilize in order for you to convince the subconscious. It's emotion and visual imagery. Think about it like your password and your keyboard for the subconscious mind. Your emotions, okay, and the visual imagery stuff. So I would easily focus on reframing exercises. I would do some visual imagery exercises to imagine the best case scenario rather than the worst case scenario based on being home alone. As well, there's one more thing. When you are home alone and you're going through the motion, put on some music that brings about some great emotions within you. This is important because it's not just going through an experience, it's feeling differently in the experience that convinces the subconscious. So put on the music, okay? Sing as loud as you possibly can and with as much energy as you possibly can. Do exciting things, not exciting things, but do things that are fun. Okay, prance around the house naked if you want to. I don't care. Nobody cares. And just feel like it's no longer this experience that you're trying to get through and hope that you change your feeling towards, but you're taking the bulls by the horn and saying it's not even neutral. It's no longer fearful. It's very, very fun and pleasant. So when you start to really feel differently and do these things that are fun in a specific situation, then your subconscious will begin to shift the meaning towards a situation. It will say, oh, so staying home alone is safe because it's fun and it's no longer threatening because of these past experiences. So it changes its associations based on how you feel, guys. Remember that. Okay, don't just go into a situation where you feel a certain amount of sensitivity and look to survive the situation and hope everything gets better in the future. It won't. It won't. You literally have to do things and say things and think things that create a whole new association that says this is fun. Therefore, this is safe. Remember, whatever is fun is also safe. Whatever is fun is also safe. And one of the biggest questions, and I say this in my podcast quite often, is that I ask myself during the healing journey is, what's fun about this? I'm like, what's fun about this? I'm making a sandwich. There's nothing fun about this. Well, if you could choose something, if you had to choose something that was fun about this experience, what would it be? Well, okay, well, I guess it's fun to smell the ingredients in the sandwich. That's fun. Well, I guess it's fun that I'm being proactive. I guess it's fun that I'm taking my life into my own hands. I guess it's fun to eat the sandwich. Right? You're sitting on the toilet. What's fun about this? You're having a shower. What's fun about this? All day long, what's fun about this? Everything will begin to become safe. Long-winded answer. I hope that helps, Samantha. Much love. Great that you're here with us. Guys, we do have 3, 4, 5 minutes left. How do you balance your day without getting overwhelmed and creating anxiety? Well, Vernice, we start by balancing the day based on what we do in the first hour of the day. I would highly suggest you read, and you don't have to wake up at this time, but you read the book, The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. Robin Sharma has a formula in there called the 20-20-20 formula. I don't want to reveal it to you. I don't want to reveal everything about that book. It's a good book. It's a good book, in my opinion. But you do want to make sure that if you're looking to balance your day, meaning balancing your emotional state, you want to start your day right. You want to take the first hour if you can. Sometimes people can't. Okay, take as much as you can, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. And you want to engage in things that create emotional discharge, physical activity. You want to make sure your mindset for the day is right. And you want to send direct signals to your inner child that says, hey, every anxious moment today is an opportunity. Every anxious moment is not a threat that we need to run from or distract ourselves from. Every anxious moment is an opportunity for us. It's an opportunity to see things differently. That's all it is. So you balance your day by taking care of the first hour of the day, number one. And Vernice, as you're going through the day, the second thing that comes to my heart is that you take care of the physiological sides. You focus your breathing, focus your attention on your breathing, you focus your attention on your posture. I would get a posture corrector for the day. You can buy those at those cool stores, those kiosks. And I would focus on what your body's doing rather than looking to engage in too much left hemisphere thinking, right? Hope that helps. And I believe you're doing one of the programs as well, Vernice, and if you are, then great. Please stick to it. Stick to it. Yeah, Jessica, totally. You know, when the tea's done, usually the Facebook Live's done. We're almost done. Do you think, let's take another one. Do you think the fear that the shoe will drop when things are good is an issue with feeling non-deserving? Yes, I do. I believe that a lot of people hold themselves back from experiencing life the way they truly deserve to because in the back of their minds and in their hearts, they believe that they won't be able to maintain it. And if you continue to peel the onion, you'll recognize that people don't believe they'll maintain it because they don't deserve it. I don't deserve this change. I haven't done enough in my life. I haven't accomplished enough. My mom would never approve of this kind of change. My dad was never this way. Therefore, if I do feel better, then I'll feel a disconnect from my dad. It's not that we don't have the skills, Jessica. It's not that we don't have the support. Look at the people here, right? Look at the programs. They're there, right? Look at everything. You have everything you need. So the question is why? Why is it that we cannot find ourselves maintaining this? Well, again, as I mentioned earlier, if I peel the onion enough, I will find within everybody here, I will find reasons for why you hold yourself back. And they normally come down to three things. And these are the three things that you need to focus on wholeheartedly. And you allow the rest of the self-care work to take care of itself. Number one is anything that goes against what a person believes to be true in their heart and in their subconscious will come with resistance. Anything they believe to be true. So for one person, the truth may be, as I get older, there's more chances of me getting sicker and sicker. Okay? So that may be one of the beliefs at a deep level that you may not even be conscious of. That could easily be holding you back. Those kinds of beliefs. Number two, anything that goes against how other people that know us will see us. The people that don't know us, so we can be however we want to be with those people, right? We can be our authentic selves. There isn't a high level of judgment. People are just going, oh, look at that person. I love their energy. I want to connect with that person because they remind me of where my life wants to go. Great. Now you're creating a circle of people that you can feed off of. But it's the people that know us, right, that may have something to say, or you may just feel something around them that says, I can't change, right? I can't change, right? How am I going to have family dinners with my family in Christmas, and I've got all these people around me competing about whose life is harder and whose life is worse? I know there's families like that. You think your life is worse? Check this out, right? You think your day was bad? Let me tell you something, right? So there's that as well. There is the recognition of repetition, right? If something has been repeated for long periods of times, you will default to that way of being. You will default to that person and those belief systems. So there's that. So anything that goes against what you believe to be true, anything that goes against what you believe other people will think of you, the people that know you will think of you. And finally, anything that goes against how you see yourself. All right? You wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror, and you're going, I look like crap. Right? This is going to be a tough day. Are you going, why is my hair like that? Or why do I look so old? Right? All these things, they're all connected to identity. Right? And so, anything that goes against how you see yourself will come with resistance. How the heck can someone possibly change themselves for the better if they continue to look in the mirror and only pick on the things that they believe is wrong with them or will go wrong throughout the day? You can't change. Stop looking for the miracle and wake up in the morning and start picking on the things that you enjoy and love about yourself. Where you are in your life right now, you dreamed of being in this place just a few years ago. Remember that. You dreamed of having the people around you, right? You dreamed of these things. You dreamed of this roof over your head. You dreamed of eating these kinds of foods and being connected to these kinds of people. You dreamed about the life that you're presently living, but you can't see it because you're too caught up in the next thing. Jessica, I hope that helped. City tour this year, Jesus, I'm debating it. I'm gonna go as this whole lockdown thing. Most people know I'm in Canada. I will be in Vancouver in the next month and a half. I'll be in Vancouver, and when I'm in Vancouver, British Columbia, I will be. I want to connect with people at a deep level, so I will be doing full days with me. I will be putting out all sorts of, we'll call them competitions, that people can enter into to spend the day with me so that I can help them and we can do some fun things together in Vancouver, British Columbia. And I do know the power of spending a day with someone that is mentoring you, as I did with my mentors. I know the power behind that is literally life-changing, so I'm hoping to do that. Will there be some kind of book tour? We will start it in Vancouver, I'm hoping. Okay, so in Vancouver, we're going to do some book signing stuff. We're going to get together and hopefully do some meditation stuff together, some work like that. And then maybe some talks. So in the next month and a half in Vancouver, British Columbia, I'm hoping to do those things. I'm excited. So if you're nearby or can get there and can spend time with us all together, then great, right? So let's conclude this Facebook Live and just say, you know what? It's been fun. It's been for me, this Facebook Live was interesting. Why? Because the questions that people are asking are questions that I was asking further along in the journey in terms of healing. That's why I believe that these questions are excellent, beautiful. And I believe that you are exactly where you need to be right now in the healing journey. If you force it and try to go too fast, you're just going to hold yourself back and go backwards. You're exactly where you need to be. Embrace it. It's a step-by-step process, even though many times healing can be swift, as I've mentioned before. We're not worried about that fast journey. I don't care how bad you're suffering. I've been there. Okay, and these are, rules that we need to live by to continue on this journey and get to that great place. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Have an excellent rest of your weekend. Please write down some of the insights that you gained from this Facebook Live. Please continue to reconnect with each other through the Members Lounge. I love your posts. Don't be shy. Post. Just follow the rules on that, on the side there, but post. We want to hear from you. And if you have any questions on any programs, head to theanxietyguy.com. Love you all. Joshua, thank you, my friend. Keep the sounds coming, please. I love it. I love it. Anytime you want to send me anything that you're doing that you've taped, I'm on board. Jessica, great to answer your questions. Heather, Ashley just arrived. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Hit the like button, love button if you enjoyed this. Stephen, as always, your insights I am blessed to hear. Andrea, Karen, Trisha, great questions. Amanda, Amira, of course. Anissa's here somewhere. Love you all. Enjoy. Bye, guys.